Hey guys, CJ here. Looking at the stage one of our pick'ems, we got absolutely fucking cooked, but you know what? That's okay. It happens to the best of us and me. But it also happened mainly because America fundamentally got cooked. Complexity bombed out, NRG bombed out. Well, no, I'm sorry, NRG didn't bomb out. If they bombed out, I would have gotten that correct because I picked them 3-0. NRG was on the cusp of making it and did not. Wildcard was on the cusp of making it and did not. Just overall fundamental failure from us as a region within the first stage of the major. So hooray! But moving forward to stage two, looking at the opening matchups, and as you can see on screen right now, I'm fairly confident that my Rio picks of Falcons and 3D Max will go through with a reasonable degree of confidence. I've looked at no simulators beyond the first round because I'm recording this rather quickly. I'm still abroad, and we'll be back next week before heading to the major on the Thursday before playoffs. But FaZe and Heroic have an opening match against each other, which will be quite the bloodbath and an enjoyable match. So make sure you tune in for that because I know I will be. But I believe that both of them will drop at least one map or at least one series because it's FaZe and why not? But moving forward from that, we'll have Bait and Falcons playing. I have Falcons as my other 3-0 pick. And I think Bait will actually end up squeaking through at the end of the day because I think they finally broke through their curse of making the major. They went 3-0 in the first stage. I think that they will not go through cleanly, but I think they will go through. Then we have 3D Max Bet Boom. Like I said, 3D Max have been fairly underrated this year. They've made a number of minor appearances in several events. And I think that they are going to surprise everyone because they are an understudied team and go through 3-0. I then also think that Bet Boom is absolutely not going through. They look terrible. Axile sold some part of his soul when he hit that midair headshot coming out of B-Apps on Mirage. Uh, Virtus Pro versus OG. I think OG has some insane momentum with Nikodos being in hyper carry form. And Virtus Pro have just looked rather flat for the entire year despite the large amount of talent under their umbrella. Hopefully, they will see some changes soon, and I think OG will go through with the momentum that they have carried from the first stage. Pain versus Namiga. I have neither going through just because Namiga is just they're not great, they're not terrible, they're just Namiga. And Pain have been fairly underwhelming for me this year, despite the considerable performances out of DGT since he has joined the roster since they dropped Kawez. Uh, what was it, Kawez? I'm tired and can't remember. But I don't think they're going to go through. They've been fairly underwhelming in the second half, and just I had them as a potential top 10 team for this year, and they have not shown that. Uh, Virtus Pro G Amiga Furia versus Lin Vision. Lin Vision made it through more because of our fundamental failures as a North American region than anything else. And I think they have some one or two pieces that could go on to do some really cool stuff, but beyond that, no way in hell. I think Furia are going to make it through purely because I fundamentally underrated them at every single event since probably October of last year. So maybe it's time to properly rate them with the additions of Moladoy and Yakindar, who had pretty good performances coming out of Astana, and Moladoy is looking like he has some potential. And with them being a understudied roster, who knows what they'll be able to pull out. MIBR and Legacy, I have MIBR going out 0-3 because I think they are the lesser of Pain and MIBR. I think MIBR is the worst team, and I also had them pegged to do some potential damage this year, but they have just overall let Itsani down, and I think they'll go out. Unfortunately, they'll just go out in the way that they are. Looking at M80 and Tai Lu, I will continue to allow Buckethead to spread his propaganda of Tai Lu. I'm a G fan. I think Jam Young absolutely has it in him. And we've just seen some absolute highlight plays out of them thus far this year. So if they can manage to show up individually at this event like they have been, I think they can manage to pull it through. And I am betting against M80 in order to sort of caster curse them because everyone has failed from our region. And if they fail, it's not surprising from patterns, but you know what? I think it's overall just what it's going to be. So wish M80 luck. I hope they make it through and prove me wrong and make us proud as a region. I hope Simple performs well overall within this stage of the roster or within this stage of the major, and we get to see FaZe eventually make it to playoffs and make a run because they have made the last two major finals. Beyond that, I hope everyone's having a great day. I will try to make one other recording as I can, obviously, while I'm still abroad. Maybe something fun and lighthearted. I'm looking forward to see everybody at the major and have a great rest of your day. I have been CJ.